What's going on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you guys are watching this? I'm going to run over an older podcast here called Being Healthy is a Choice. Now, I'm going to relate this to health and fitness and training and sleeping and eating because I'm a fitness guy, but I think you can apply this to everything. Like being broke is a choice, being uneducated is a choice, being an asshole is a choice. All these things are kind of connected, and the nice thing is you guys are in control, and I believe that. So if you want to hear this in more detail, you can head over to the Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast on iTunes or Spotify. Give it a listen to that episode and about 150 others. But for the sake of this, I'm going to read through the show notes here so I don't get lost and give you guys everything in detail. But I do believe being healthy is a choice. And I also believe being unhealthy is a choice. Now, on a side note, I understand there's certain circumstances for you guys where you might get sick and illness comes upon you and injury and certain things happen, and that's shitty and life is not fair. I don't have an answer for that. But for the most of us, we are in control of our health and the longevity of our lives and how we live it. And I'll say this, even if living this way, eating right, taking care of yourself, being mindful of your choices, to be healthier and happier, even if it didn't extend our life for a day, I think living this lifestyle enhances the quality of the life that we're living. Now, I do think it does, extend our life, but even if it didn't extend it a day, the quality of the life you lived, being stuck in a body that was strong and powerful and sexy, or whatever term you want to use, to me, I think that's worth it. So which fork in the road you guys choose, either being healthy or unhealthy, that just comes down to you and the choices that you make. And you decide that every single day about your efforts and your actions, nobody else. It's no different for me than it is for you. I just happen to make it a priority in my life because I understand how shitty life is when you don't feel good, when you're not confident in your clothes, and you feel tired and sick and lethargic and run down. And it sucks, man. It really does. And when you're stuck in a body that's healthier and happier, and you can walk into a room where you have confidence and you feel strong and you feel powerful, I do believe it changes things and it changes you. And, it's no different for me than it is for you guys. It really isn't. If you want amazing, results in terms of your physical body, you decide every single day through your efforts of, how hard you train, how much recovery time you need, how much sleep you get, the nutrition and the food that you put in your mouth. That's on you. And you wear those choices, and we all do, both internally and externally. Our body essentially, is our business card, for better or for worse. And I'm not talking about being, ripped up and shredded. I'm just talking about you guys being confident and feeling strong and powerful and just like happy with the efforts of you training your physical body, because it's a gift that you can move it every single day in the way that we do. And a lot of us fail to do that. And it's really that black and white. It's that simple. But the cool thing is that you guys decide how the story plays out. Even if you haven't done shit up to this point of your physical body, you've abused it, you've done drugs and you drank and you've ate shit and you haven't really trained, you can turn it around today. That's the cool thing. And that's a crucial place to begin, to understand when you take real responsibility for how you eat and how you train and how you sleep and how you live and how you manage your time. That's when shit gets really good, when you stop blaming people and the outside world and blaming genetics and circumstance and your parents or your job or your commute or your kids' activities because you don't have time and you have to pay money for this and you have to work so much. I promise you this, I know people who are busier, who have worse commutes, who work longer hours, who have more kids, who are taking the time to eat healthy food that fuels their body and gives them the nutrients they need, and people who are taking time for physical activity. They might only have 22 minutes here or 17 minutes here, but they're doing it because it matters to them, and they know that the small investment of time pays off huge on the back end. So when you take responsibility, you guys, you're in control. When you take responsibility for how you manage your time and what you eat and what you train and how you sleep and how you live your life, you're in control. When you don't, you're just a victim, complaining and telling another story. It's your body. You're the only one in control of what you eat and how you train, and the only one in control of how you spend your time. I understand we have responsibilities. We got to be adults. We got to work. We got to do real adult shit that sometimes isn't fun and takes away from our fitness and our eating and how much prep time and planning time we have and how much training time we have. But ultimately, you're in control. So if you're playing the victim, you guys have to stop and understand that it's your life. And you're the only one that dictates what you do with it. And I want to share this with you real quick. It's a quote from Dan Zedra, and it means a lot to me. I think it's going to hit home, especially in the context of this. And it goes like this, and I quote, "When you reach the end of your life, do you want to be one of the people who are glad they did it, or one of the people who wish they had? Start doing the things today that will matter tomorrow. Don't leave this world without giving it your all. The best inheritance you can leave your kids is an example of how to live a full and meaningful life. Live your life so that your children can tell their children that they not only stood for something wonderful, you acted on it." End quote. Now, I know I don't have kids. Some of you guys don't as well. I think the point of it, the takeaway is, to live your best life essentially. And don't look back wishing you would have, been healthier, been happier, chased the shit that you guys want to truly get done. Because my belief is this: when you can control the physical body, right? When you're eating a certain way, when you're training a certain way, when you really take care of yourself, I believe you're going to reach the max potential in every other arena of your life. And so knowing that you're in control of that, because there's a lot of things we can't control. We can't control the economy, we can't control the government or the president or traffic or the 19 shitty things that are going to happen to us this week, but we can control what we eat. We can control how hard we work out. We can control, when we go to sleep and when we wake up. There's certain things that we have extreme ownership over. And if you can control those and own that, it makes all the other shit around us that we can't control much more manageable. And I can promise you, if you own this, you guys, you can pretty much own anything else. So take that for what it's worth. If you guys want to hear more videos like this, head over to the Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast or comment below, tag me with your thoughts, share it with the homie who maybe needs to hear it. And again, I know this is, touching on the health and eating and training and fitness, you guys, but I believe this applies to almost everything in your life. Like, it's your choice. You might have been born broke, but it's your choice if you stay broke. You might have been born not in the greatest family with a ton of people who went through college, but I promise you, if you want to be educated, you can be educated. If you want to be healthy, you can be healthy. If you want to be an awesome person, you can be an awesome person. There's certain things that we have control over in life, you guys, and when you start to take ownership of that and stop playing the victim and blaming 19 other people for your shit or your problems or wherever you're at, and understand wherever you're at today is the exact result of your efforts and your actions, and where you're going to go tomorrow is going to be directly connected to your efforts and your actions moving forward. Life gets pretty good pretty quick. When you just take accountability and say, hey, everything is my fault and I own everything, you guys are going to be doing all right. So until next time, you guys, eat well, train hard, be nice to people, and please just keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy, because your life is too short not to. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.